Did I get parent trapped? Do I have a long-lost sister you never told me about? Because I am having the best day ever. Dianne and I signed up for this cool ranger challenge, and we made it to the beautiful land of Truffle Town. I discovered the magical power of mud, and Coconut ate a salad and liked it. Granted, he had like 10 chocolate bars at Willy Wurmples before that, but still. After practicing our berry scavenging skills, I know we're gonna win this competition. Right, Seely?
Or.
Cuddle Bunch, assemble! Put on your war paint!
Or.
Ah! Gotta go, Dad.
And we are back, friends. Hello.
Hello.
She's still here, everybody.
She's still
Oh my
here.
gosh, we're so lucky.
Oh my gosh.
It worked. This is how this is what a guest feels like. It worked.
We are here on the morning of the Kinoko Junior Ranger Challenge. Dianne, Pearl, how you feeling?
I feel great. I'm so ready.
Me too. And then Pearl just begins to like start packing a backpack. If anybody's ever seen the Portlandia sketch, Gotta Get the Gear, it's like that. Like Pearl has been up an hour already packing, like check, straps on, check, waterproof, yes, and this, and oh, those berries, and check. Seely, check.
Order.
What about your flipper?
Order.
Oh yeah, you always say that, check.
And Diane's just like looking over like, wow, like this person is really, really prepared, but she's actually just like stuffing like trash and
Oh yeah.
Popcorn, check. Pillowcase, why not? Random stuff from the room.
Luca is feeling very ready as well. He's like, oh, my pores. Oh my gosh, that mud mask really did some good work.
You're glowing.
Thank you. I feel like I'm glowing.
All right, guys, I feel ready. I just want to drop off these postcards for my dad, but then I think we're good to go. Okay, perfect. Cool.
Awesome. You drop off your postcards at the front desk of the Pokemon Center. Easy peasy.
Of course.
And you all make your way to the northwestern side of town.
How you feeling, Dianne? Are you nervous?
Nope.
Love it.
I've been doing this my whole life. What about you?
You know, honestly, we're going to be such a great team. I'm not nervous.
Great. I'm so excited to hear that.
Man, the confidence of children.
Gosh darn it, I missed it some days.
How do you feel? Strong and brave. All right.
I have no fear in my body at all.
Let's do it.
So you all go to the northwestern side of town, not far from the Bolette Bridge, where you all encountered each other for the first time yesterday. What feels like a lifetime ago now.
Backtracking. Pearl points out the tree. Oh, wow. This is where we first met.
It will be forever consecrated as a holy site.
That's amazing.
So you all go a little further and you follow the signs that are advertising the Kinoko Junior Ranger Competition. And you get to an area not far from the bridge. There's not really one specific, quote, wooded area on the outskirts of town or anything on any particular side. The whole town is just sort of in a fairly wooded area, and it's just plopped in the middle there. So anywhere you go out from the middle of town, you're going to run into some trees and stuff. But the meeting place is up near the bridge. And you see that there is a small crowd of trainers that are gathered around. Some are paired up and some are not. And you see a couple of familiar faces. You see the two young boys who were at the sign-up sheet yesterday. They're just kind of like wrestling with each other right now. And they don't seem to really be paying attention to much else that's going on right now. It's like one of those where it looks like they just got bored and now this is happening. But you see them, you see Anderson and Kinsley from the bridge, actually.
Hi, guys.
Oh, hey, what's going on? And you also see, there's a bunch of pairs around. Describe one of these pairs to me. Each of you take one person and describe two parts of this pair. These are not people who are familiar to you. It's just an interesting duo that you see in the crowd.
Okay. Dianne looks over to the right and she sees like this like super grungy like kids. They're probably like 12, just a little bit older than Pearl and Dianne. So of course they're super jealous because they're like,
I want to be 12. Me too. That kid has braids in their hair, and it's wearing long, and there's a ponytail. How can you do 3 things at the same time? I don't know. It's amazing.
And they have like way too much eye makeup
Yeah.
on. All in dark clothes. And Diane kind of wonders what they're doing there.
Is it just me, or do they seem a little too cool for this?
Yeah, they seem a little out of place. Maybe they thought that this was like a rave.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They have really cool bracelets, too. And man, they tied a flannel around their waist. Gosh.
Wow, I wish I was that cool. All I have is mud. Mud's cool too.
I was going to say, I do like the mud a lot.
Thanks, Pearl.
Anytime.
What is one Pokemon that each of them has out right now? This hot topic duo, I'm going to call them.
I think Diane notices that one of them has a Grimer and the other one has a Skitty.
Nice.
You know, if I think about that for just a second, it makes perfect sense.
Exactly.
That's really good. That's really good.
Because I used to be that goth, guys.
Amazing. All right, so that's one of the duos that you've established here. Sierra, what's another duo?
Okay, 2 very nice round people that look like they belong in the chocolate factory because they have a hint of orange, but they have little hats that have the spinner on top and suspenders. And they have their arms linked, elbow to elbow, and they walk in the same time. And they have rosy cheeks. Some may say Tweedledee and Tweedledum, but I would say Schmeedlefee and Condlethum.
Really, really strong things
Thanks,
happening
guys.
there.
Love it.
Thanks. Warming up still. That old noggin. Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Beetlebee and Beetlebum.
Love that.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Let's go with that one.
Let's go with that.
And they have big bees on their shirt.
What kind of Pokemon do they have?
Ooh.
Sorry to take your role.
Yeah, I know.
I'm the DM now.
Again, it's happened again.
One has a Jigglypuff and one has an Emolga. Emogla? It just looks like a flying squirrel. Look at him. That's cute.
I need 15.
Beetledee and Beetlebum. One's a little more proactive than the other.
I love it. Do they speak in rhyme?
Oh, I hope so, DM. I hope so.
Survey says probably not. Great. So we've got these super grungy kids. We've got these kids who look like they come from the chocolate factory. And there are a few other sort of teams just milling about. It's not a huge crowd, but there are enough where it is a crowd.
To Pearl, it's huge.
Wow, look at all these people. Oh my gosh, we're swimming in a sea.
You also see people who are hanging out by themselves. You gather that these are more of the people like Luca who just signed up and are figuring they'll get paired up with somebody in the moment.
The easy breezies.
And you see the familiar blonde spiked hair and prep school uniform of Shane.
Okay, Pearl knows he's gonna be here. So she just says, hey, Diane,
Yeah?
can you hold this for a second? And she whips out a boombox.
Yeah, okay.
And she hits play, and it's just like a fierce Beyonce bop, okay? And she just goes, Coconut, cue the fan. And Coconut has a small little hand fan, and like is rolling in front of her with the fan. And then she goes, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, hey, Shane. And she flips her hair wildly.
He just turns around with his Goomy on his shoulder and he's like, oh, hey, Pearl, good to see you. I didn't know you'd be over here. I figured I honestly didn't think about what you were doing. What's up?
Wow.
Her face gets sour like a lemon.
Oh, no, it's cool. It's totally cool. I just wanted you to know that I am here. And since last I saw you, I faced an exploding machine. So yeah, it's cool.
The tape like stops and Diane's like,
Oh, I'm sorry. I just gotta flip it.
Diane, hit it again!
she's like fumbling with the buttons and she presses rewind like 6 times. And then she finally figures it out and she's like, okay, we're good.
The rewind sound was good. It sounded intimidating.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway,
And she flips her hair again.
so I just want you to know, Shane, buckle up for some pain. Shane Payne.
Yeah, all right. Sorry you got blown up or whatever.
Oh, no, it was cool. It was a cool thing that got blown up.
Right, yeah. I'm just gonna go stand over here.
Perfect. And she gives Coconut a high five. We did it. Totally intimidated. Thanks, Diane.
Yeah, no problem. Just glad to help. Who's that guy?
He's just a smug trainer who loves to make his presence known everywhere and thinks he's just the best and he has great teeth and he just gets under my skin.
What was that thing about the teeth?
They're really clean.
Kind of a weird thing to put in there, but that's all right.
He has this smile that when he smiles, it just goes, ding, because they're so shiny.
Oh, I hate that.
Thank you. I knew you would get it. I knew you would get it. So anyway.
You look across the way and you see that he's talking with some people and he just happens to flash a smile and you catch a ding out of your peripherals and you're like,
I hate it.
she's right.
Sometimes people just come off as a little too perfect. Does that make sense? Just be real with me, bro. Treat me like an equal. I have respect for you. Where's my respect?
Diane's just staring at her with wide eyes, she's really intense about this.
All the feels. Luca gets it too.
Yeah, there's just something that I don't like, and you all look over again, and some of the younger trainers are fawning over this little Goomy that's hanging out on his shoulder.
Okay, the Goomy's pretty cute. It's not his fault.
Disgusting.
You can tell he's never shopped in the clearance aisle.
As you guys are having that conversation, among the chatter, a figure steps up onto the stage. It's a tall, handsome, rangerly man, muscular with a well-sculpted beard. Diane, you recognize this man.
Oh, yes. Diane is drooling. She has stars in her eyes.
This is the man referred to among the Rangers. Well, you see, his thing is he came into the Kinoko Rangers when your uncle, Camper Dave, was on his way out. This guy's referred to as New Dave.
That's so cool.
He walks up onto the stage and there's this big tang growth, this lumbering mass of vines following behind him.
Score.
He walks up and he addresses the crowd and everybody just goes quiet as he says, "Hello, my name's David Parker, Park Ranger."
I love you.
Woo! Pearl just immediately supports this you're cool, dude. Get psyched.
I hope you all are ready for the Kinoko Junior Ranger Competition.
Woo!
Once again, I'm David Parker, Park Ranger.
Woo! We were born for this, man. We'd follow you anywhere.
Can Pearl shoot a t-shirt at him?
Oh, 1,000%.
I am the guest. I get what I want.
But you get to load the t-shirt. What t-shirt is it?
Yeah, what t-shirt do you pull out of her bag?
Wow. I just imagine that it's a Kinoko Pokemon Park Reserve shirt.
Totally.
And it just has Diane's handprint that's just mud on the front with a little heart drawn in mud next to it. It's right on the belly.
That is genius. Pearl shoots the cannon. We love you!
He catches it with one hand, seeing it coming from the back of the crowd, and he says, "Cool, thanks, Diane. Good to see you."
She faints.
Pearl catches.
He hands the shirt to the tang growth, who just absorbs it into the mass of vines. It just sort of gets eaten up into whatever this mass of plant matter is.
I am honored.
So before we all get started, I hope you all are ready, you got a good night's rest, and you're prepared for some tough competition. Now, there are some of you who did not sign up as a duo. You came here as singles looking for a partner. Don't worry, we're going to get you all paired up. And he goes through and pairs up some of the people. And Luca does get paired up with Shane.
Luca, no!
I regret everything already. Every single thing. Shane looks from across the way. He's like, "Oh, you, yeah, I'd kind of forgotten that you were there. Looking forward to working with you."
Who would ever forget Luca? Pearl screams at him. You are unworthy.
Diane just walks up to Luca and is like,
I'm sorry for your loss. Give me your hands.
He just accepts this.
Diane just puts a wad of mud in his hands.
This is love mud. This is for you.
I needed that.
Hey, Luca.
What's up?
I want you to still do your best, but just know at the end of all of this, we'll still be your friends.
That means a lot. I'm glad that despite the fact that I'm working with the enemy now, that you'll still care for me when this is all over. And I will not tank this, even for him. And he just stares for too long.
Oh.
But also, if I do trash talk you during battle, you know where it's coming from.
I respect it.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk over to my partner now.
God, don't ever say that again.
Love mud.
As Luca makes his way over to where Shane is, David Parker Park Ranger says out, all right, so I hope you all are ready for some fierce competition amongst yourselves. I can only assume that it's gonna be fierce because you all look like very driven wannabe junior rangers.
We're ready! We love you!
As you know, if you signed up for this competition, obviously you know all about the park rangers and what we're about, but I'm just gonna reiterate that it's all about teamwork here. It's about the two of you and your Pokemon all working together. Now, you've all got teams of at most 3 Pokemon that you're using each, so things don't get too out of hand, that you can use in whatever capacity in the various events and challenges we will be having today. So, with that in mind, who all's ready for the first competition?
You know it, David!
I like to imagine that, like, there are some cheers, but Pearl and Dianne are obviously just so hyped.
Get lit, get wrecked.
He says, Jungle Jim, follow me. And the Tangrowth, comes after him as they go off of the
Great
stage.
name.
Diane, do we need a team name?
Well, I don't care for the Girl Scout.
Oh, yeah. How about... we could be our own kind of scouts.
How about just the Scouts?
I like it.
All inclusive.
The Scouts.
I
Love it. Wow! Let's make another badge.
You all follow the dreamy David Parker Park Ranger over to the edge of the woods, where there's another sort of gathering area set up.
I like to imagine we get as close as we can, and Pearl goes,
Wow, he smells like baked apples and cinnamon.
I love him.
You also catch a faint whiff of cedar from him, and
Wow.
from his rangerly musk.
Whenever this scent brushes Diane's face, she just starts crying, just silently.
I think that her love for new Dave,
Oh yeah,
definitely gets under her Uncle Caper Dave's skin. It's like,
absolutely.
well, who needs new Dave?
that's awesome.
But she's just completely
Exactly.
regardless of the fact that it's come on, he's not even that great.
Uncle Dave will always be the best Dave, but new Dave is a close second.
As you all are gathered in this next area, David Parker Park Ranger pulls a Pokeball off of his belt and lets a Pokemon out in front of him. You see a Spoink come out, this little
my
pig that's
gosh.
bouncing on its little tail.
I love him. That's just Megan saying that.
Cute.
And he says, all right, Junior Rangers, my buddy Spring Rider here is very hungry. He's hungry for berries. So I need you all to gather some berries for Spring Rider.
Oh, we're really good at that.
He's a hungry little guy.
Spring!
Just keeps bouncing. So, how this is gonna work is you all are gonna have to track down a bunch of berries. Whoever comes back with the most berries that are the most pleasing to Spring Rider, the top 5 teams are gonna pass on to the next competition.
Okay.
Diane looks around and she's like, there are 6.
There are other teams as well, in addition to the ones that I bothered to really come up with a thing for, or have you come up with a thing for. But that's beside the point. There's probably 10 teams
Okay, cool,
total.
cool.
It's just the other ones, I don't know, they're probably gonna get cut after this first competition.
I love
don't know.
it.
And Pearl, with her bad math mind, goes,
Oh my gosh, that's like a massacre. There's thousands.
Diana's just counting on her fingers, and then she just gives up.
So, how this is going to work is there are going to be 2 rounds, and each of you are going to get to roll for your berry hunting. We will take turns. Each of you is going to just roll a d20 to see what kind of berries you're going after, and then you're going to roll a survival check to see if you can find them and how many you can find. Yeah?
I like to imagine we get back in our twig uniform with the messy hair and the antlers. Yeah.
You see that Luca is just putting some of the love mud on his face as Shane is looking on what are you doing? He's like, I'm preparing.
You don't even get it, Shane.
He goes to put a little bit on Shane's face and he's like, whoa, no, I don't. On this? Are you kidding me?
Wow. Too good for the mud, I see.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm going to give each team a card that's got the kind of berry that you're looking for. And you all are going to have to go and find that. And as soon as you find a certain amount and bring them back, you'll get another card and we'll go through that a few times.
Oh, so it's not just a free-for-all. It's not a berry party. It is a berry brigade.
Correct. I guess. Sure. Let's go with that. because my friend Spring Rider here is very particular about, well, not really. He likes all the berries. See, I'm not going to give you a berry that he doesn't like, but about the timing of these berries, we have specific order, as you will. You know, if you're eating a nice fancy meal, there are certain orders that things go in. You have an entree before your. Wait, no. I don't eat fancy meals, so I don't know. But I'm going to give you cards with berries on them, and you're going to go look for them. Go!
Berry Blitz!
So just roll a flat d20 to see what kind of berry you're looking for first.
I rolled an 18.
So with an 18, you were looking for pasho berries. Go ahead, and as you guys are looking around, you all will be able to, as you're going, just tell me, like, flavor-wise how you're going about looking for these, and we're rolling and we'll see how successful each individual attempt is, and then if you find berries, we will roll for the number that you get to see how you're doing. But go ahead and give me a survival check.
12 with my 6 mastery or expertise, so 18.
Do you roll twice because you have advantage because garbage?
Oh my gosh, do I need to roll twice? Oh my god. I love it. 7.
So take that 18. You worth it.
Yeah.
18, how do you go about this?
I think Diane needs to scan the area and see if there are any patches of grass that are like worn down more, as if like there have been multiple Pokemon going towards this specific area. And I also think she scans to see if there are Pokemon nearby.
Totally. So I think that as you're looking around, you are able to find a path. The tracks that you find are Pokemon that seem to be like rocky ground type. You see that some kind of look like they're rolling, like maybe there was some Geodude around or something, because Pasho berries help Pokemon take half damage from water type attacks.
Oh,
Aha!
nice.
But you follow these tracks and you see one or two, like there's some Geodude that when you get there look like they were in the area, and then they just push on the ground with their very muscular arms and shoot themselves off in a different direction. But you come up on this berry bush. Go ahead and roll. You got a 18, so roll a d10 for the amount of berries.
9.
9.
Yes!
A good haul. So you get 9 of these pasho berries. And so after you do that, he gave each of you a card to start with. So you have fulfilled your card. You'll be able to take those back. While you're out and about, go ahead and Pearl roll your d20 to see what kind of berry you're looking for.
I rolled a nat 20 on a waste. Bummer. I wish it would have been my nature check or my survival check, but it's okay. Maybe I'll get a really cool berry.
You are looking for Lepa berries.
Lepa!
So go ahead and roll your survival check.
Okay, not bad. That is an 18. It's the number of the day.
18. Very nice. So how do you go after looking for these Lepa berries? I think that with your survival, you're able to track down what looks like some tracks.
I think Pearl definitely follows what Diana taught her yesterday, and a little bit of following in Diane's footsteps at first. And then she kind of just gets excited and she goes, scouts. Oh yeah, parkour. And she just starts hopping on the stones and then winds up a little too high in a tree. She goes, whoa, how did I get up here? Ooh, look, that looks like my card. And checks the picture and checks the berry and checks the card and checks the picture, and then just kind of falls out of the tree.
Yes. Yes, and Lepa berries restore 10 PP to moves and are activated when Pokemon run out of moves. So you climbed up into this tree, and it looked like, judging from the scratch marks, that look kind of familiar. Look kind of like some of the, not injuries, but some of the marks on this tree are sort of reminiscent of the claws of the Mankey that you fought yesterday.
Oh, okay.
That Anderson had. So seems like Pokemon that are really active are always doing a lot of stuff like these, because then they can keep on doing their thing.
She puts her hands to the claw mark. She goes, I relate. Woo! And she jumps.
Nice. Since you also rolled an 18, go ahead and give me that D10 for your amount of berries.
4.
All right, so you have 4 Lepa berries, and with that, you guys go back to home base where Spring Rider is awaiting. The small Spoink looks at y'all's hall and says,
Spring! I think it's happy.
seemingly pleased.
Yay!
So you all had a total of 13 berries when you went to make your deposit with Spring Rider. The Spoink looks very pleased, and New Dave hands you both your next cards. As you were looking around, you see some of the other piles that have been gathered. Not everybody has put theirs in yet, but you actually, as you're about to leave again, you see Luca and Shane emerging. They don't have a ton of berries. They've got like 8, looks like, between the two of them. You do, however, see as you were coming in, the 2 kids from the Pokemon Center who seem like they've gotten their act together actually had a lot of berries that they left. They've got like a pile of almost 20.
Whoa.
Those are some serious players.
And then you see the Hot Topic duo and the Chocolate Factory looking kids. Both had decent sized piles, a little bit less than you, but more than Luca and Shane had. And then you actually see Kinsley and Anderson coming in with a very small amount. They've got like 5.
So we're ahead of Shane and Luca right now.
Yes.
Pearl waves her card to Shane, goes, next card. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
And you all head back into the woods.
Yep.
All right. Diane, roll that D20 to see what kind of berry you're looking for.
I rolled a 7.
You're looking for orange berries.
Sick. I know what those do.
That familiar blue berry that just gives you some HP.
Solid.
All kinds of Pokemon love these bad boys. You know this. Everybody can use a little extra HP. Go ahead and give me that survival check.
They're healthy and nutritious.
14 plus 6, so 20.
20. How do you track down these orange berries?
This time, I think I just smell them. I just smell them out.
I think that you've had many an orange berry pie, freshly baked by Camper Dave in the cabin. And so you know orange berries super well. This is a very basic kind of berry, and you are able to see the sort of familiar, their leaves on the ground. You pick one up and it's like, oh yes, I know this. And you head off and you find it. You see a big old orange berry tree. Go ahead and roll a D12.
Ooh.
Since you rolled a 20 on that.
Wow. Okay. 1.
It looks like this
Yikes.
orange berry tree has been thoroughly picked over, unfortunately. As the finding of it was easy enough, but you gather that it was not just easy for you.
Mm-hmm.
But you pluck that one remaining orange berry from the tree, and y'all head off to find Pearl's berries. Roll a D20 to see what you're looking for.
Okay. 11.
11. You are looking for Shucka berries.
Shuck.
You are looking for those, and go ahead and roll your survival check.
Not one.
That
Oh, feast or famine.
Oof.
Hoping our first round was strong enough.
Oh, man.
What if we got cut? Oh my God. Pearl says as she just like starts wandering in the woods. What if we're the ones? But Pearl just gets real distracted.
Yeah, you get really distracted. You're like, I don't even know what these berries do. Like, it's just a yellow berry. I don't know. I don't know what these want or eat or what's going on.
I found them. And it's just totally something not even. That's
It's like a yellow leaf.
Yeah, exactly.
You find 2 Pecha berries.
Okay.
Okay.
You're like, maybe this is close enough.
That looks like it's me, Sealy.
Or.
Oh, don't even. I know. Diane trained me. I can totally do this.
As you guys are still trying to look around for a little bit, you hear David Parker Park Ranger yell out, all right, we're about done. Time's almost up.
Oh.
Diane just starts panicking because she's never failed a nature challenge ever.
Oh.
She has been trained by the best, and she wants David Parker Park Ranger to be very proud of her.
Nice. Diane, is this right? I think I did it. Look at them too.
We got 30 seconds left. You hear from the distance.
That's not right, Pearl.
Maybe if we present them in a nice way. Who has a basket?
Is there a way we could like present them cute?
You have 30 seconds to get to Spring Rider, so.
Pearl starts running and is like, we'll make it into a pyramid.
Diane's just like 30 feet ahead of her, just like booking it.
Yeah.
You make your way back, and let's see how everyone else did.
Oh no. What if we were the ones? Oh, I cannot even handle it. Pearl's sweating profusely.
So, you all make your way back, and you are some of the last to arrive as you set down your 3 berries that you managed to get. And as you put them down, the spoink looks at you like, with squinted eyes, and sniffs at the berries, looks at the one sort of pleased, a little sad that there's only one, but still is like, okay, this is what I asked for, and then just looks at the Pecha berries, and then looks at you, and then down to the Pecha berries, and then back to you, and then down one more time.
It's the right color, right?
Pecha berries are pink.
Yeah.
Perfect. Keep it.
The spoink just sighs. But looking at your total piles with your first round, it looks like you guys still might have ended up middle of the pack. We'll see. Since you did have a very strong first round.
It's okay, Diane. I mean, I think we'll make it through, and then we'll really climb our way to the top. The scouts can't fail!
Diane just has like a paper bag that is compostable, of course. And she's just like breathing into this bag, like panicking.
I've never failed before. I'm panicking.
New Dave and Spring Rider the Spoink take a moment to count up all of the berry totals, and then he says, all right, so remember, only the top 5 teams are going to advance to the next round. In first place, Josiah and Paxton. And you see the 2 brothers that were like wrestling earlier are like, yeah, dude, that's right. That's what's happening. Yes. And they just start dabbing and flossing.
Wow, those guys are really cool. I think I didn't understand how cool they were until now, just in this moment when I heard their names.
Dude, yes. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. They're having a party of 2.
Oh, I love it.
In second place, we have Beetle B and Beetle Bum. As the 2 kids are like, oh yeah, I forgot to make Dad so proud. Third place. What is it? Bry? Is it? You only wrote. Is it Bree or Bry? It's Bry, and Luna. And you see the Hot Topic duo like yes, but also trying to not care.
Oh man, I'm really sweaty. I think I need a new shirt.
I'm getting nervous.
In fourth place, Pearl and Dianne.
Oh, in your face, Shane!
Diane just like gets in the mud and just starts like rolling around like a pig. And I imagine that Spoink is like, I want to be over there.
Spoink eyes are like, I guess she's all right. And in fifth place, Luca and Shane.
Oh, so close.
Okay, barely squeaked in there. Nice. And Shane's like, well, you know, I'm sure he'll do better next time. It's just berries. It's not like it was something important like battling, so.
Diane, like Pearl just has to like hold Diane back.
Oh, yes. Don't give in. He's not even worth it, I promise you.
What did you say, punk?
Huh? Wait, who are you?
He always does this.
Danny.
Wow.
But like with an I?
My name's Diane.
I was close enough.
You are not close enough, and you are not cool.
Not cool, man. Not cool. You just wait, our Pokemon, oh, you don't even know it.
I've been training for this my whole life.
You don't even, nature, you don't even like, ugh.
You see the other teams a little bit dejected as they're like, oh man, we didn't make it. You see Kinsley and Anderson were like, oh, that's okay. We were kind of just doing this for funsies anyway. And David Park Ranger says, if you did not advance, you're still cool. Don't worry. It's all right. You can still, down the road, you can hone your skills and still apply if you want to be a Kinoko Pokemon Ranger someday. Don't let this discourage you. Only let it encourage you to be better. But the rest of you, who are good enough already.
Dan like puts her hand over her heart, is like,
He's talking about me. I'm good enough.
It's time to move on to the next challenge. Follow me.
We're so ready for this, Diane. I know we had a rocky-ish start, but it's in us. It's in our blood. It's in our bones. It's in our nature. I breathe all the time. I am nature.
You breathe all the time?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Breathe nature. Let it fill your lungs.
Eat it, breathe it, be it.
He says, follow me. And you all follow New Dave. Hello, friends. Jonah here to say thank you for listening to Postcards from Pearl. Now, I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our splendiferous partner, Dice Envy. You stuck at home? You bored? You want to play some games? You need dice for those games? If you answered yes to these questions, have I got a deal for you. You can get 10% off of your purchase at Dice Envy by going to diceenvy.com/questco or by using promo code QuestCo at checkout. That's QUESTCO for 10% off of your entire order. If you're a fan of what we do here on Quest Company Junior and you want to give us a boost, please go to our page on the Apple Podcasts app or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave us a rating and review. It is a huge help to us and we read every review that comes in. And if you really love what we do here at Quest Company Junior and you want to take the next step in supporting us, please consider becoming a Patreon subscriber. For as little as $2 a month, you can help us with necessary expenses, help us continue to improve the quality of the show, and get access to exclusive content and patron rewards. If you'd like to give us that support, you could do so at patreon.com/questcompanypodcast. You can find the link to the Patreon on our website, questcompanyjunior.com. If you'd like to contact us, you could do so directly through our website or by finding us on Instagram and Twitter at QuestCo Junior. You can also hang out with us in our QuestCo Discord. The link to that is on our website and Twitter. We know that word of mouth is the best way to get people listening to a new podcast. So please, if you enjoy the show, let other people, like, I don't know, your close friends know. If we see you tweeting about us or posting fan art using hashtag QuestCo Junior or hashtag Postcards from Pearl, you might get a character named after you on the show. And if you have fan art of the podcast that you want to share, just make sure when you post it to tag us so that we can see it. Speaking of fan art, we had some really great stuff come in this week. Thank you to Gentleman Luke at Coltreg on Twitter for making some amazing Kinoko Ranger patches, Razor Leaf and Willy Warmple's Chocolate Factory logos, and more. Thank you to Fisher Peach at Peach Doodles on Twitter for doing a fabulous piece of crossover art from our guest episodes on Abby and Friends. And thank you to new honorific incoming Fairy Tale Girl MB at M Burgundy on Instagram for an incredible piece featuring Pearl and Dianne along with Coconut and Garbage. If you haven't seen those, go check them out on our Instagram and Twitter or in the fan art gallery on the website. Or you can hop in the Discord and see all this good art as soon as people post it. Quest Company Junior is a proud member of Podicon Go, a group of independent podcasts supporting high-quality content that's fun for the whole family. This week, we want to highlight some friends of ours. You know them, you love them. It's just the zoo of us. Join Christian and Ellen Weatherford on this lovely podcast where each host selects one animal species submitted by a listener to research, review, and rate out of 10 in the categories of effectiveness, ingenuity, and aesthetics. Obviously. You can hear the Just the Zoo of Us promo at the end of these announcements. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of the fabulous artists whose music is featured in this episode. Thank you to FoolBoyMedia for the song Video Game Land. Thanks to GlitchxCity for a bunch of music this week. Pokemon Center themed Lo-Fi Lullaby Remix, Diamond and Pearl Eterna Forest Lo-Fi Remix, Sinnoh's Eterna Forest Remix, Red and Blue SS Anne Remix, and Mystery Dungeon Sea of Time Remix versions 1 and 2. Thank you to Andrew Huang for the song Club. Thanks to Pokérus Project for the song New Horizons. Thank you to Rozovian for the song Spume C. And thank you to Kyle Preston for the song Broken Photosynthesis. And as always, thank you to tabletopaudio.com for providing the ambient sounds. That's all for me, so let's get back to the junior... No, it's not the Junior Ranger Competition. What is it?
Hey, everybody. It's Pearl again.
What is this singing?
And I took over the mic. Wash your hands.
I'm the host of this contest. What are you doing?
Hey, be nice to people. Come on, Dave, sing along.
Be nice to
and
people.
Just
know
we're gonna make it out of March and April.
What was that song?
It's called the I Took Over the Mic Again song, Dave.
Well, all right. Thank you for joining us here on Quest Company Junior.
Love you guys.
Be nice and wash your hands.
Hey there, new friends. This is Ellen Weatherford. Do you like animals? Do you enjoy arbitrarily rating things out of 10? Can you tolerate puns? If so, join me and my husband Christian over at Just the Zoo of Us for a weekly review of your favorite animal species. Just the Zoo of Us is available on Spotify, iTunes, and other podcast apps. You can find us at anchor.fm/justthezooofus. See you soon.
You are now closer to the waterfront, and you see the next competition has been set up. He says, all right, it's time for the next portion of the Junior Ranger Competition. The water race.
Ooh.
Dianne just like looks over at Pearl and is like,
Uh-oh. Don't worry, I've been raised literally on the sea.
Okay.
For this challenge, each of you will be able to use one of your Pokemon from your team of 3. So choose wisely.
Sealy.
Each of you, let me explain the rules really quick.
Sealy. Sealy just immediately starts blowing up her inner tube. Like, we're not even, yeah.
We have a race course set out in front of you, and you see there's a bunch of like buoys in the water. Each of your teams will get on these funky little boards here. So you see these funky like surfboard, paddleboard looking things. They look like they're big enough for, 2 trainers and a Pokemon to stand on. And you see that there's a sort of harness attached to each one. He says, on each team, there will be 2 trainers riding on the boards along with 1 Pokemon, and 1 Pokemon will be pulling the boards. So you will have to choose amongst yourselves who will be your attacker/defender hanging out on the board and who will be pulling the board.
Oh.
And the pulling one would probably need to be strong.
Strong or a water type, one of the 2. Like if you've got something that can just swim or pull around your board, then super cool. But also one that can just interfere and totally wreck shop on everyone else.
Okay.
I pick Marshtomp.
Okay, great. Pulling or attacking?
Pulling.
Great. Well, now I'm kind of confused. I thought Sealy would be good. What do you think? Maybe I should do Fanta.
For attacking water type Pokemon, shouldn't we use an electric type?
Oh, yeah, sure. Good idea. Coco. Beat bear.
I put Coco on the paddleboard just to see if Coconut will sink this paddleboard first and foremost.
It's on the sand right now. Like you're gonna have to pull it out into the water, but you see that the sand does kind of sink a little bit.
And we are attacking water types?
Theoretically, if people choose water types for their
It's
pullers.
whoever they want it to be.
Correct.
Now, Pearl has the trait, one of my specializations is a swimmer. What does that mean again?
Swimmer is that you have a swim speed equal to your movement speed, and you add a +1 bonus to all skill checks made by any of your water Pokemon. I think that in this instance, if you want, you can apply that to, like, if Marshtomp is pulling, I'll allow that, since
Great.
it's going to be, like, a check to pull.
And, like, I'm swimming with it, right? So, like, that makes sense.
You're theoretically, like you're on the
paddling
board,
with it.
but since this is a water competition, then totally.
Okay, great. I live with that.
It's a situation where it allows that feature to be useful, so I'll give it to you.
Thanks. Okay.
Cool, Coco. Are you ready? Pikachu. I think you're gonna have fun. Pika.
So the 5 teams all line up and actually start pulling into the water a little bit.
I imagine our board is really cute, too.
absolutely. And I've just like rubbed mud.
Mud. Yes.
All
I was
over
thinking
it.
that, too.
This will give us extra speed.
As you see the other trainers that are lining up, you see that Josiah and Paxton are on their board, and there is an Azurill, this tiny, tiny little Pokemon that's blue, and it's got this poofy little tail that is going to try and pull their board. It's very small. And then there is an Elekid hanging out with them on the board.
Cool.
This cool black and yellow little guy with a power plug sticking out of its head. You see that Luca and Shane went over to their board, and Luca was like, how about Toofus, And then Shane's like, or we could use this. And he pulls a ball off of his belt, and he releases his Pokemon, and a Cloyster comes out. This very large, spiky purple shell Pokemon with this just like also smug grin pops into the water. And Shane like takes the points of the harness and puts them like on 2 of the spikes, and Cloyster like closes its shell, like it's like a big wheel almost in front of their board as it spins forward.
Whoa, that's like the mermaids they put on the front of the big ships. That thing is intense, like cannon fodder.
Checks out, though.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You see Beetlebee and Beetlebum have got the Emolga hanging out on the board, and then a Poliwag pulling. The Hot Topic duo, Bri and Luna, have Skitty up top, and then they have a Staryu pulling them.
Oh, cool.
And you just sort of survey the field as everyone starts getting ready. And New Dave says, all right, now my buddy Sandbox here, and he lets out a Trapinch from a Pokeball.
I love Trapinch.
I just want to point out that I had no idea that she... A, would love New Dave as much as she does, and then B, he was going to have a team that she was so about. I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't plan any of this, and I love it.
All right. Now, my buddy Sandbox here loves flags. Flags are great. So you all are going to try to collect as many flags as you can as you're racing around. Essentially, you'll be able to collect one at each sort of checkpoint that you make it to as you go around this lovely race course that we've set up out in the water there.
Don't worry, New Dave. The scouts have got this.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do. So, you all are going to try to grab as many flags as you can. Whoever gets back here first with all of their flags will be victorious, and we will do that. Whoever the top 4 teams are going to advance to the next round. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Is
Yes.
this just super clear?
Yes.
Great. I don't talk to people a lot because I'm always out in nature, so sometimes I'm very unclear when I'm speaking about rules.
Clear as mud.
I love mud.
So mechanically, what you guys are going to do, the Pokemon who is pulling the board is going to each round roll a d6 for the amount of spaces that you are going to go on my lovely little grid that I have here.
Okay.
I have it set up like this just as a visual aid because otherwise I'll get totally lost. Listeners, I'll try to make sure you know what's going on and where everybody's at. So you'll roll the d6. I'll give you a +1. It's a little more powerful than what this technically is because Pearl's swimmer trait is usually for ability checks and stuff. But Marshtomp is actually quite strong, I think. And coupled with that, I'll give you a +1 on whatever your d6 is. This is fine.
Okay.
So you are going to do that. And then the attacker/defender can choose either to defend against other teams who might try to come after you, or you can try to attack one of the other racers to try and give them disadvantage, essentially, on their racing rolls.
Oh.
Yeah, so anytime you are trying to go after one of the other racers, you will attack against their AC, or if you are defending, if anyone is trying to attack you, you'll cause disadvantage for their attack. And if you do manage to interfere with another racer, you roll a d4 to determine how many spaces you remove from their progress. So as we set up on our little grid here, I'm going to pull out some of my very, very good, terrible eBay off-brand Pokemon minis to keep track of everybody. So let's see. So we'll let this little guy that's next to you, it's a Bad Vibrava mini. We'll let that be the Hot Topic squad. I've actually got a Poliwag here, so that can represent Beetlebee and Beetlebum. I've got a Meryl mini here that's actually not one of the worst things that I've ever seen. That can represent Josiah and Paxton and their Azurill. The Vibrava standing in for Staryu. And then for Luca and Shane, oh, just kidding, there is an Azurill in there. Its tail is round and it can't stand up, so it's just gonna kind of lay there. And then for Luca and Shane, I'm just gonna use this, oh, it looks like it's in such misery, but it's big and purple, so it'll do this wheezing. Oh, it's so bad. It's so very bad.
It looks like a just piece of melted plastic.
All right. Everyone set.
Ready.
Ready.
Get after it then.
Woo!
And you all take off, Marshtomp just pulling you forward. So, Dianne, go ahead and roll a d6 for how many spaces you'll move on this first turn.
6.
Whoa, that's what I like.
We'll give you that +1 that I talked about. So 7, wow. And then I will roll for the other ones. But first, do you want to attack or defend?
I think we'll defend.
So you are going to defend against any assault on Marshtomp.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Let's see here.
Because that's just too much of a good lead. Good start.
So you have gone up 7 spaces. I'll sort of establish how far everybody's going initially before we see if anybody gets knocked back at all. So next up, I will roll for the Hot Topic duo, Bri and Luna. They're moving up 4. The Chocolate Factory twins, 3. Josiah and Paxton. The Azurill is so small, but it is surprisingly fast. Maybe because they're all just very small, but it goes 6 paces.
Whoa.
And then Luca and Shane. No. This cloister just starts spinning like just a wheel in the water. Bursts forward and also moves forward 6 spaces. You guys are defending. The Hot Topic twins are definitely going to try to attack you. Chocolate Factory twins are going to try to get Josiah and Paxton. and Luca and Shane are going to defend. Luca has got Elle out right now, and she's just sort of standing, claws at the ready.
Pearl yells, "Avast ye!" That's just pirate talk, Diane.
I love it.
Yeah. Arg!
You teach me so much.
Don't let him get us, Coco. Stand strong. Beaker! Batten down the hatches!
And Josiah and Paxton, because why would you ever defend, are going to just attack Luca and Shane because they're closest.
Beautiful.
I love it.
So as you all defend, from a distance, Skitty is going to try to use Swift to slow down Marshtomp. You are causing disadvantage because you are defending. That's only a 13 total to hit Marshtomp. What's Marshtomp's AC?
14.
14.
Oh, yes.
So Coconut is able to like thunder shock the Swift, these little stars that this Skitty shoots out, just thunder shocks him out of the way. Awesome. Then the Emolga is going to try and use a electric type attack on the Azurill, and it's just going to get a flat roll because they're not defending. That's a 17. So they're going to get knocked back a little bit as they move back 2 spaces, as the Chocolate Factory twins are able to slow down Josiah and Paxton while they're preoccupied with attempting to attack Luca and Shane. The Azurill sort of gets paralyzed for a slight moment and falls back a bit. They, as that's happening, are attempting to hit Luca and Shane as Elekid shoots out a Thunderbolt at Cloyster, and it hits Cloyster directly to no effect. As this rolling ball of shell and spikes just does not notice or care.
That old sea dog.
Pearl whispers.
So then, with that, there's been a total of 7 spaces moved up, so you guys are in first, so you get 2 flags as you are running along your way.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then each other team gets 1. As basically, as this is going, the amount of spaces that are being moved up is how many flags are available. So whoever's in first is going to get 2, and then from that, whatever's left is how many we can get from there. That brings us to the second round.
Heave ho, scouts! Keep kicking!
Avast ye, scurvy dogs. Did I do it right?
That was totally it.
Roll that d6.
6!
Yes, yes,
Sorry.
yes.
6!
So you get to move that 7th space.
Oh!
Huss. I think defend again.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Coconut's going to remain in his defensive stance. Hot Topic Squad is going to go 6, actually, as from being toward the back of the pack, they're able to make pretty good progress sneaking up on y'all as you all are going in this winding course of buoys and flags, making your way around. Chocolate Factory twins are next. They move up 5, regaining ground that they were not doing so hot with. Then Josiah and Paxton are going to try to get it together. They were like, oh, come on, dude, what are you doing? Dude, get it together. Go! In their distraction, they only move forward 1 space. Then it's Luca and Shane's turn. They move forward 4 spaces. And the Hot Topic twins are going to continue coming after y'all, and so are the Chocolate Factory twins. The closest far ahead group to Josiah and Paxton is still Luca and Shane, so they're going to keep trying as they're just like, go! Their very small Pokemon that's pulling their board is trying its darndest. But you all are defending, so first of all, the Skitty's going to try for another swift attack.
Brace your cutlass, Coco! Pika! Pico? I don't know, maybe brace the booty. Pika!
They're rolling with disadvantage because you're defending. A 2 and an 8 will not do it, as once again, Coconut is able to knock the attack out of the way.
Yo ho ho! Back off!
Keep moving forward, Marshtomp.
That was perfect.
I will point out that just like the 3D sprites from the games, Marshtomp just has these eyes that just seem to be staring into some sort of void, just perpetually straightforward at who knows what. But I digress. It's now the Chocolate Factory twins' turn, as they're also going to come after you guys. This small electric flying squirrel-looking Pokemon, this Emolga, starts gliding forward ahead of their board and goes to hit Marshtomp with a electric type attack.
Arr!
Ooh, there was a nat 20, but then the other one was a 12.
Oh, it's at disadvantage.
Oh.
So that's good, yeah?
Yeah, so it was a 12.
Oh, shiver me timbers.
As the Thundershock actually connects with Marshtomp, but due to its half-ground typing, electric type attacks do not really affect it.
That's why I picked her.
Beautiful.
We're doing great! Keep it up, team!
I just imagine that Diane just like pats Marsh Stomp lightly.
Yes. Just leans forward and gets a little bit and just Then Josiah and Paxton are going to attempt to get Luca and Shane. Nope, they're just too far behind at this point to really be able to do anything
Wow.
effectively.
They were thriving so well.
With 2 11s, the electric type attacks just shoot forward from Elekid, but it's like not even able to quite reach as Cloyster just keeps pounding on ahead.
Hate to see it.
Yeah, you hate to see it. You really do.
I can't see it. We're that far ahead.
Eyes on the prize, Pearl.
As we snag 2 more flags.
As it's then Shane and Luca's turn, they're sort of surveying the situation and seeing that they are very close to where you guys are. And Luca's like, "Oh, quick attack."
Son of a biscuit eater.
And she's so fast, she almost looks like she teleports off of their board and toward Marshtomp and goes to swipe before swooping back. Oof, but due to the disadvantage, again, Coconut is able to defend as he sort of belly bumps her out of the way and then lands back on the board as she has to swim back to their board a little bit after that failed attempt of an attack.
I love you, you beautiful mouse.
Just loving that paddleboard life. Who knew?
So with where we are at, you guys get another 2 flags, and then there are 5 flags that are left available, so Luca and Shane will get 2 because they're closest up, and then the rest will get 1 each. You guys are very close to the end, actually, and there is just the 1 flag left. So essentially, whoever is in the lead at the end of this round is going to nab this last flag. Roll your d6, Diane.
Give me the big money.
I rolled a 1.
But we do get
1.
+1, right?
Yeah, so you move forward 2.
Okay.
So you guys are getting very close to the finish line as you see. I assume the others are going to start gaining some ground. We'll find out.
Oh gosh, guys.
The Hot Topic duo rolls a 3 as they are doing all right, but it's just you guys got enough momentum early on that even with this a bit of a slowdown, Marshtomp is, I think, getting a little jittery toward the end and getting a little distracted as far as like, oh, we're so close, but then losing track of actually just keeping going is like looking over at some of the other ones rather than just looking ahead, which is never a thing. Marshtomp always just looks straight ahead. But in this moment, she's a little distracted. Then the Chocolate Factory twins only rolled a 1 as their polywag's just getting tired. There's a lot to pull there.
Really just got 1 more threat left.
Josiah and Paxton also rolled a 1. Poor guys, they did so well the first time.
Eyes on the prize, team. Keep going.
And then Luca and Shane rolled a 4 as they very quickly start gaining ground on you all. Now, what did you say that you were doing with Coconut?
An attack.
Coconut's doing an attack? All right, I think that Coconut's doing an attack on Shane and Luca, I assume.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they're currently like just 1 space ahead of us right now.
Correct.
Okay.
They've caught up to you at this point, and they look like they're about to start pulling ahead. The Hot Topic twins are gonna try to get after you because you guys are right next to them, and then we'll see what the other 2 do. They're probably just gonna try to attack the Hot Topic twins because they're very far behind right now. So first off, you try and attack Cloyster.
Okay, we're gonna do a Thundershock, and I rolled a 23.
A 23, wow. So Cloyster has a very high AC, but it's not a 23.
Okay.
As this Thundershock actually lands and hits this Pokemon, and you see the wheel slows for a moment as you are able to stop it. Go ahead and roll a d4, and that's how many spaces you're gonna stop them from going.
4. Oh, yes, no matter what, that felt good.
Get lit, get wrecked.
Pearl just says, oh yeah, arg!
As that's going on, Skitty's gonna try for 1 last attempt to hit Marshtomp with no disadvantage this time because nobody's defending. That's a total of 15.
No.
So this time the swift attack does actually land. Coconut's not able to get in the way and stop it. And you move back 1 space. And then since the Hot Topic duo is the ones who are closest to the Chocolate Factory twins, just lane-wise, they're gonna go after them. Emolga's gonna glide forward and attempt to stop the Staryu. Nat 1 does not do it.
Ooh.
Swing and a miss.
As Emolga actually just ends up like going to try and do like a dive bomb kind of thing, but then just accidentally just hits the water. And then, in a last-ditch effort, Josiah's just going to pick up his Elekid and just throw him forward to try and stop. I'm just going to roll to see who it is. You guys are 1 and 2. They're 3 and 4. They're 5 and 6. 1, so they're coming after you. As with a random roll, the Elekid just looks down at Marshtomp and just hopes to try to land an attack. Another nat 1.
Woo! Thank goodness, that could have gotten really bad for us.
As a powerful thunderbolt unleashes from the plugs on the Elekid's head and hits Marshtomp, who doesn't care, and Elekid just falls in the water.
Aww. Hate to see it.
What? I loved it.
You guys are technically tied right now. You were able to keep Luca and Shane from pulling ahead as you all are crossing the finish line trying to grab this very last flag. And Bri and Luna, the Hot Topic duo, are reaching out for it as well. Who wants to do the roll off to see who gets the flag?
Yes, Megan.
Yes. What are we rolling?
We'll do D6.
Does our +1 still count?
This is just a flat roll off.
Okay. 6.
Oh, they had a 5.
Oh! Yes! Wow! We can paint with all the colors of the wind just around the riverbend! Push! Push!
And Marshtomp regains her focus as she, with her dead eyes, just looks directly ahead once again and just floors it. You snag the last flag as you cross the finish line.
Yes!
Closely followed by Bri and Luna. And then soon after, Shane and Luca come in on Cloister. And then in 4th place, barely squeaking it out, the Chocolate Factory twins, Beetlebee and Beetlebum. As Josiah and Paxton are just now wrestling with each other on their board once again, you see that they've fallen into the water. And they're gradually making their way back to the shore.
Dave, look at all our flags!
Will you love me
No!
now? Understandable.
But show me the flags. And you all hold up your flag totals. How many did you guys have?
5.
Great. So with the flag totals, you guys ended up in first. Luca and Shane still managed to get second because of their flags.
Oh,
Followed by Brian, Luna,
I'm
and
glad we got
then
that last one.
barely squeaking in that 4th place, Beetlebee and Beetlebum.
You did great on the water. I think you would love a cruise.
You know what? I think you're right. Maybe I'll take you up on that one day.
Oh, you totally will. Here, and I give you the coupon code.
Oh, thanks.
Anytime, I give them out to everybody.
Oh, so I'm not special?
Oh, ho, ho, au contraire. You'll use the code, but then I'll pick your room. It'll be right next to mine.
Deal.
As this is happening, New Dave is just handing the flags to Trapinch, who is just like chewing on them with its very, very large, pointy mouth.
Oh my god.
Not eating them, but just chewing on them. Sandbox approves. I already told you what order everybody came in, so good job. Hey, Josiah Paxton, you're out. They don't hear him. All right, so the final 4 teams make it to our last part of the competition.
I'm ready. Pearl starts to retie her shoes.
Follow David Parker, Park Ranger.
Gladly.
And you all go back to the more wooded area following after.
Oh, thank God.
And Diane just starts rolling in the mud.
So you all follow New Dave back to the wooded area, back where the stage was initially, near the bridge. And he goes up on the stage once more, this time with Jungle Jim following behind him again. He says, all right, the final 4 teams. Excellent, excellent. I've got something very special planned for you. It's what I look forward to the most in these Junior Ranger competitions. It's time for the hunt.
Oh, is this a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm so ready.
Each of your teams is going to be tracking down a Pokemon.
Ooh.
The kicker is that you must bring this Pokemon back up front to me without capturing it in a Pokeball. You must subdue, befriend, whatever you gotta do to bring it back here to me. Heck, if it just chases you, I don't care, but you gotta bring it back here. You can't catch it in a Pokeball. By whatever means you see fit.
Oh, we've got this.
I'm going to send a member of my team to watch over each of you and make sure there's no funny business while you're in the labyrinth.
Wait, did you say the labyrinth?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's more of a. It's really hard to explain, so I've just started calling this scenario the labyrinth. You'll understand. It's weird, but just be cool.
Question.
Yes, Diane.
Is David Bowie involved?
No, just David Parker Park Ranger.
Acceptable.
So looking at the 4 teams, I'm just going to ask you which member of New Dave's team you would like to supervise you.
Like walk with us?
Yeah. Which one you would like to walk with you, essentially, and make sure that you're not up to any funny business. He puts out his 3 other Pokemon. So there's Jungle Gym, there is Sandbox the Trapinch, there's Spring Rider the Spoink, and then there's Merry-Go-Round the Spinda.
Spinda.
Spinda!
Spinda.
Come with us, Sister Spinda.
Great, so the Spinda sort of wobbles her way over to you.
Sister Spinda Scout. Scout Sister Spinda. Sister? How about SSS? SS. Pearl just can't stop.
Boat stuff. So then, Merry-Go-Round the Spinda goes with you. The Trapinch goes with Luca and Shane. The Spoink will be with the Chocolate Factory twins. And then Jungle Gym, the Tangrowth, will watch over the Hot Topic duo, Brian Luna. All right. Each duo will have their own specific assigned Pokemon. Again, these are Pokemon who are highly dangerous. They're like super dangerous, guys. So just know that. As part of being a Pokemon Ranger, you must be able to subdue Pokemon threats. I mean, like, be cool about it. I know I said whatever means, but also we all know the intent of what's going on here, so, like, be cool.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost started a fire once. Good call.
So this is the kind of thing you're trying to stop because these are things that these Pokemon are dangerous and things that they might do. Just as an example, a fire, yeah, sure. I mean, why would anyone ever want to start a forest fire?
I have no idea.
The ghost of Ursaring. Like the image of Ursaring just like pops up into your mind.
You okay?
Yeah, no. No, not a naughty, no, not another year on the naughty list.
Pearl, with your passive perception, you see Smokey like poke around a tree with like a furrowed brow, and then a human hand reaches around the tree and pulls him back. A very fluffy hand.
Let's just say I'm on the watch list.
All right. I'm going to hand each of you a card with your Pokemon that you're going to be tracking down.
Ooh.
Who wants to roll a D4 for me?
Guest.
Oh, here we go. 2.
You draw the card from the deck. You are tracking down an Aggron. A big, nasty metal beast. You glance around and you see the other teams reacting to the cards that they've gotten. Some like, okay, yeah, that's doable. And then others are like, oh boy, okay, cool.
Pearl,
Yeah?
we're gonna have our work cut out for us.
You can say that again.
Now that everyone has their cards and their assigned Pokemon to bring back here, are you prepared to enter the labyrinth?
Woo! Labyrinth Smathrinth!
Excellent. Jungle Gym, do your thing. And you see this Tangrowth begin to unravel, in a sense.
What? Hate that.
It's not that there seems to be less of where it is, but just a sort of unending tangle of vines and branches and leaves just comes out as this thing continually somehow just always has more and more vine to unleash as it becomes this terrible structure in front of you and around you as you all are sort of engulfed in these vines. Each of the teams actually ends up being separated in a different part of this labyrinth.
This is cool.
This is awesome.
This is like Groot, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like a weird, scary version of Groot.
Megan is horrified, but Diana's like,
The beauty of nature.
As Jungle Gym continues to unravel and form this structure, you see that it doesn't seem like it's technically a labyrinth. Like it doesn't look like a maze where you were in the Bolette City Gym underground and everything, but it's like there was an entire forest contained within this Pokemon that you have now been encapsulated in. And you can see just a pair of eyes looking from above that are very familiar as they were the eyes of the Tang growth, as they then blink away and you hear the voice of Luna like, oh no, as you assume that the eyes are probably looking at them now. As you all now find yourselves in a forest contained within Jungle Gym, the Tang growth, you begin your search to track down this Agron. And that's where we're gonna end this episode.
Wow.
Are you looking for high-quality, family-friendly podcasts? Shows that are safe for younger or more sensitive listeners? Podicon Go is a reliable corner of the internet for the kind of podcasts that everyone can enjoy. From educational programs to conversational topics and incredible storytelling and role-playing shows in a variety of styles, themes, and age groups. Podicon Go is a group of independent podcast creators dedicated to creating high-quality programs that provide family fun for everyone. Visit podicongo.com for an ever-growing lineup of shows, complete with descriptions and ways you can listen. Connect with the Podicon Go Family-Friendly Podcast Network on Facebook and Twitter. PODICON. Go! It's podcast fun for everyone. Podicon Go!
Thank you for listening to Postcards from Poa and GlitchxCity Jr.